UNPAVED, Sean Salisbury here for bringing authentic, real stuff to you. Hardcore opinion.
Sean Salisbury, a great NFL analyst, a former NFL quarterback.
To me, Tom Brady is the GOAT because he's done more with less than any player at that position we've ever had.
Hey guys, welcome in to UNPAVED. I'm Sean. Adam Sager will be along shortly at Adam G. Sager on Twitter. You can get me at Sean Unfiltered on Instagram at the Sean Salisbury, as if there's as if I have to deal like maybe just call one name like I'm Pele or Beckham, Bendit. Now, but you can find us there and like and subscribe to this YouTube and Rumble. We appreciate you and you drive us. And what drives me to craziness is, well, we got a lot of coaching stuff to hit on, but the one thing about coaching that cannot be denied, the fact of egos and stuff having to send a message to arguably, and for some it's inarguable, the greatest NFL coach of all time. Now, get rid of the fact that you have disdain that he's dating somebody half his age. Get rid of the fact that you don't like what's gone on at the NFL at North Carolina as a college coach. 40 out of 50 votes that he needed, he did not reach to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now I can tell you this. You go through, we'll just stick to football. If Jerry Rice is a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he is, Randy Moss, so is Bill Belichick. He is to coaching what your best players are to playing. And also step aside your anger and hatred towards Deflate Gate and the ball that every one of us put extra air, left extra air out of it. We catered it to us. Stop it. Is Tom Brady going to the Hall of Fame first ballot? He is, right? And Bill Polian, obviously. Well, Segs and I will get to that part here shortly. Tom Brady's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, correct? Was he part of Deflate Gate? Are they going to hold that against him? I'm going to let you ponder that for a second. Is Joe Montana a Hall of Famer? He is. Is Andy Reid going to get in the Hall of Fame? Sure. Don Shula's in the Hall of Fame. I can go on and on. Whether you like it or not, the guy coached his New England Patriots. Oh, it was just about Brady. Then I can say, well, the only reason San Francisco won Super Bowls is because it was Bill Walsh or George Seifert or Steve Mariucci, or the only reason that Patrick Mahomes won Super Bowls is because Andy Reid. The only reason Andy Reid won Super Bowls is because Patrick Mahomes. Not the case. It's never the case for one guy. But whoever it is you decide, Derek Jeter, all the votes, whoever you decide in any sport, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Abdul Jabbar, like we said, Mickey Mantle, whoever it is you've decided that guy is a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer, however you decide it, without your ego involved. If you take take a handful of coaches, players from every sport, and you remember the old school Kostakis brothers posters that would have like the Nike posters that the Kostakis brothers who produced them had like George Gervin sitting on ice with the ball, Ice Gervin. They were great posters, but Machine Gun Kelly for Jim Kelly. They had all the NBA players like the Supreme Court, like 30 guys that were all in there with judges' robes on. That team picture, there is no Hall of Fame, no team picture, no legit Hall of Fame or legit picture that when you sit down with the best and put your bitch ass egos aside, and you're pandering because your butt hurt over somebody looking at tape, you think that one tape is the way Spygate is the way he went through his whole career, and that's how they won? He was just smarter than everybody else and a better game planner. Even if you wanted to hit him from that and take a Super Bowl away throughout that season, say, nah, he cheated. Let's do what they did in college back in the day. Let's strip him of wins. He's still a first ballot Hall of Famer. So that team picture, you're taking your 5 best managers and 5 best players in Major League Baseball who were first ballot Hall of Famers. You're throwing them in a picture. You're throwing LeBron, who will be, Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Bill Russell. And you're throwing Red Auerbach and Phil Jackson and Pat Riley, whoever it is you think as coaches. And then baseball managers, you got La Russa and Casey Stengel. And then at some point, Ohtani, Willie Mays. Hell, I should be saying Barry Bonds and Clemens' name too. Randy Johnson in that team picture. You want me to go to golf? Individuals, we know those names. Nicklaus and Woods and soon to be Scheffler, when all that. And then you want to get to football. The best, Lawrence Taylor, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Don Shula, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, not in anybody order, Bill Belichick. You can't even legitimately look me in the face because somebody got up and I have a lot of respect for Bill Polian, but somebody got up there and pandered and said, let's make him suffer. He's suffering at North Carolina right now, folks, but make him suffer for a year just so he doesn't have it in his ego to be able to say he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can't even justify that. It's an embarrassment to the Hall of Fame. It would be like leaving Jerry Rice off the list in his first year of eligibility. It would have been like leaving him off. That's what this is. The greatest receiver of all time, unquestioned. Now, if you want to question and debate over Belichick to Noll and Landry to whoever, debate away. But Bill Belichick, without all the pandering, is going to finish in the first or second place vote all the time. You saw all the reactions on Twitter. If you haven't, it's amazing. This is embarrassing for the Hall of Fame. It's a bad year for the Hall of Fame. This is a bad situation. This is awful, because you cannot tell me that this guy not only is in the team picture, matter of fact, he may have the biggest face in the team picture when it comes to NFL coaches. Even when you throw away the stuff you didn't like, the negative part. This is widely considered the best NFL coach of all time. If not first, he ain't third. Bring Segs in. Let me tell you something. I respect Hall of Fame voters. I do, in all sports. I think a lot of them are disconnected, and sometimes I question their voting sanity, not their sanity in real life, their voting part, just like common sense, right, Segs? There is nothing. No one. This should be unanimous, no questions asked, no doubt about it. When I say first ballot Hall of Famers, coaches and players, you're not getting through 5 guys in any sport without that cat's name. If Mike Krzyzewski's a Hall of Famer in college basketball, Bill Belichick's the first ballot Hall of Famer in football. You could go, I don't know, Dean Smith, that's who he is. To me, this is an embarrassment and indictment and an incredibly pie in their face at the Hall of Fame. And they do so many great things, and it's a very exclusive place to be. His quarterback's going to be in it with his first ballot. Number 18 in Indianapolis is in it with his first ballot. We got coaches that have made. Let me ask, how many ballots did our guy Tony Dungy go through to get in the Hall of Fame?
I have to look.
First or second? Did he get to second year? And Tony deserved it. But we can go through how many one-time Super Bowl winners or that are in the Hall of Fame. This dude, they may have to put 2 busts in the Hall of Fame for him just because of winning 6 of them as a head coach. He's won some as an assistant as well. To me, there's no, if you take the best coach in each sport or the top 3 coaches in every pro sport, Segs, he's one of them.
Yeah.
Numbers bear it out. The players, I mean, we're not basing this on, did you have fun playing for Coach Belichick? We're just basing it on production and what a Hall of Fame criteria is. I think it's an utter, so wait a minute. You didn't like the deflate gate, so you're going to make him suffer just for the ego part, but next time you're going to put him in next year because he's not a first ballot. You know, you're going to vote for him at this time next year. There's not, matter of fact, I feel the same way about Belichick getting in as I would about the best player in NFL history getting in.
Yeah.
Reggie White, Lawrence Taylor, as I said, the best of the doggone Tom Brady, Manning, those first ballot guys. Matter of fact, it's so embarrassing. You would say, well, not first ballot. You almost feel like it was a Saturday Night Live skit, like they're joking.
I thought it was a joke when I first saw it.
I did too, and I didn't retweet it for that very reason.
Yeah,
I didn't do anything. I didn't respond to it.
5 NFL guys before I actually believed it.
Yes, and not one of them agrees with this.
No.
And this is crotchety crap to do this because of egos and pride and what went on. Bill Belichick is exactly what the Hall of Fame is. And if you're judging it by personality, do you want me to go down the list of guys that are in the Hall of Fame that made mistakes along the way? I got a lot of them we can do there, right? And that, forget even mistakes, they made conscious decisions to fuck up and still got in. This guy, when you say first ballot Hall of Famers, this is your Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
This is your Derek Jeter getting this is your Babe Ruth. This is your Joe Montana. And this is your Tom Brady. This is your Michael Jordan for coaches. And you can't, if I was in that room and he started to pound the table, and Bill Polian, much respect, pound the table for this, to not put him in as first ballot Hall of Famer because you egos and pride and bullshit get involved, I would have stood up and said, Bill, we can't walk out of this. This is embarrassing. We can't embarrass the Hall of Fame like this. That arguably the greatest coach of all time, and it's a pretty, I don't even have to sell the argument, Segs, to do this.
Yeah. And
to keep him out just to send a message. Your message sucks. This is wrong. And this is a blatant sledgehammer to the Hall of Fame's head. Awful.
Yeah. I was the one thing that did not surprise me after I realized it was true was the fact that it was Bill Polian leading the charge.
No doubt.
Because he's always had a problem with the Patriots. He's always had a problem with Bill Belichick. I mean, he goes on TV and talks about it when he used to, kind of be an analyst and help out on ESPN or wherever.
He's been in his head for years.
Yes.
Belichick's been in Polian's head forever.
He was 100% doing this out of spite. And the fact that he has enough guys in that room that want to listen to him is scary because
he's out of touch.
What's going to stop him from trying to do this with Tom Brady for the same reasons? Because he was a part of Spygate and Deflategate and all this stuff. He was on those teams. I mean, it's an absolute joke. Remember, and Bill Polian is becoming a joke. I mean, he's kind of been a joke because he's been one of these guys that teams go out and they hire to help find their next head coach. And I saw a stat, I mean, this was a couple years ago, out of like all the coaches was like less than 10%, like made it more than 3 years. I mean, yes, he was there with Manning and Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne and all that. He constructed a great team in Indianapolis. Well, who did he have trouble getting past?
There's no doubt he belongs in.
Yeah.
Polian was great at it.
But who did he have trouble getting past? Bill Belichick. Who was, it was always Tom Brady, then Peyton Manning. It was always Belichick, then Dungy. It was always the Patriots brass, then Bill Polian. And it seems like Bill Polian's holding a grudge and doing this out of spite. And it
hasn't gone away.
It's a complete joke that, like you said, the people in the room didn't stand up and said, Bill, no. We know why you're doing this. We understand it.
Yes.
But we cannot.
I don't want to be affiliated with this.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Stand up and how a guy stand up and say, Bill, you know what? It's not April Fool's yet. Come on, man. We're not even going to let you broach this subject because if we agree to this and it happens and he was able to talk people into this happening. But think about that for 1 second. The dude is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, yet he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. If you're Belichick, how do you not smirk and roll your eyes? And you know what else says about this with Polian? Remember now, Bill, who is a great evaluator, like you said, all those players you just listed in, belongs as one of the great general managers we've ever had. It doesn't mean he's one of the great analysts or talent evaluators now because he wanted Lamar Jackson to play in the slot too. Let me take you back to that. And how'd that turn out for the two-time MVP? So he missed there as well. People miss. There are certain things in life you can't miss, Segs. This is the equivalent of running you catch a pass and you're running into the end zone for the game-winning Super Bowl touchdown. Everything's under control, and you drop the ball at the 2-yard line to celebrate because your ego gets in the way. Yeah. This is the equivalent for the Hall of Fame. And you lose the Super Bowl, and the ball bounces and rolls out of the back of the end zone, Segs, and you lose.
Right.
The fact that anybody had 2 ears and 1 mouth and listened to this slop about Bill Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer, you too, I want to know who did it. Fuck your anonymity. Put your name on it. If you're one of those guys, have the balls to put your name on why that guy on the right of that picture is not in the Hall of Fame with his first ballot. Oh, he's getting in. But there's no coach. If Bill Belichick's not in on the first ballot, guess what you can't do, Segs, ever?
Put any coach.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And you can't put any front office dude. If you're going to tell me it was about Tom Brady or about Peyton Manning or about all the players, which, listen, the players have a bigger impact because they got the ball. Yes, it matters.
Ball in their hands.
Then I guess if you're the general manager, we can't give you any credit because all you did was draft him. They had to go play.
Yeah, right.
We make you sit. We want to punish Bill Polian because of his outlandish Lamar Jackson's a slot receiver in the NFL talk. So we're going to hold that against you, dude. We couldn't have put you in on your first ballot. Why? Because you made that dumbass request and evaluation.
Kind of, you're like third in line because it's, you drafted the player, but then the coaches had to coach him up, and then the player actually had to go on the field and do it.
Right.
So really, GMs are third, and you know how good.
And while you were wearing a coat and tie in a press box, bitching that the guy that you drafted didn't play well that day.
Yeah.
So listen, much respect to Polian, he belongs in, but the last guy pounding the table against Bill Belichick and guys getting in, that guy should go sit in his office. If they have that meeting room, let somebody else be the spokesperson, not you. Yeah. This is the most embarrassing non-entry in the NFL Hall of Fame we've ever had. I know he's getting in.
Yes.
If there's a first ballot Hall of Famer, Belichick belongs in.
Yeah, I love Bailey. If you'd put up what Jimmy Johnson said, what he tweeted out, he said, "I would like to know the names of the assholes who did not vote for him." Talking about Bill Belichick, they are too cowardly to identify themselves, and we've already
say put your friggin' name on it.
We've already had a lot of the Hall of Fame voters come out and saying I voted for him. So eventually, we're going to get to the guys that are left who have said, I voted for him. I voted. So then we're going to have, I don't even know how many votes it was. I know he didn't get to the 40 of the 50 he needed. So if it's 12, 13, 14, whatever, we will eventually know.
The guys who aren't talking are the guys who are going to eventually, we're going to know who was in the room. Exactly. Oh, everybody else has said it. Now we're down to 14. So 13 of you 14 or 12, however many it was.
Yeah.
It just is. This is, I thought we weren't supposed to vote. I thought part of the integrity and character of a Hall of Fame was not to make it personal. Unfortunately, they do in every Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And this is personal. And Belichick, if you're a first ballot Hall of Fame coach and you're in the Hall of Fame and Belichick's not, it diminishes and shrinks first ballot Hall of Fame coaches in front of him. It just does. And it shrinks the Hall of Fame this year and beyond for allowing this to, it's almost like you got to go back and say, dudes, get back in that room. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Stop this. Okay. It's embarrassing. I don't care whether you like Belichick or not. There's a lot of football players you may not like or you may like that are in the Hall of Fame. And this guy, if there's a front row, they have a front row, Segs, where you get the courtside seats, right? Segs, at a basketball game.
Yep.
The courtside seats. Guess who has a courtside seat if there's 30 of them in all time in football? A courtside seat, meaning you're in the front row of the best of the best.
Right.
Him.
Right.
Right there. He's the team captain of coaches when it comes to Hall of Fame
coach.
stuff.
Yeah. He's the coach you're putting out first. Real quick, Bailey just sent me this, and we're going to go ahead and show it. This is Tom Brady reacting to Bill Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer. Go ahead and roll it.
Did you react yesterday or this morning when you heard that Bill was not selected to be in the Hall of Fame in his first shot?
I just think that, to me, I don't understand it. I mean, I was with them every day. If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's really no coach that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is completely ridiculous because people deserve it. And he's incredible. There's no coach I'd ever want to play, I'd rather play for. If I'm picking one coach to go out there to win a Super Bowl, give me one season, I'm taking Bill Belichick. So that's enough said. There's nothing outside of that. You know, again, when it comes down to votes and, you know, popularity and all that, like, you know, then welcome to the world of voting, and you may as well go, you know, try out for the Oscars or whatever, and, you know, get a big panel to tell you if you're good or not. So it's the way it works. And that's, unfortunately, you know, he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. In the end, I'm not worried about that. You know, and a lot of times in life, you know, for all of us, you know, things don't happen exactly how you want them or on your timeline, but we'll all be there to celebrate him when it does happen. And he's going to have a huge turnout from so many players, coaches that appreciated everything that he did and the commitment that he made to winning and the impact that he had on all our lives. And that'll be a great celebration when it happens.
That's Tom Brady, the announcer, talking.
Yes.
If Brady was not the lead,
you'd have heard 40 F-bombs.
Oh yeah, he would have.
These fucking guys are out of their mind.
If you could talk to him behind the scenes, what he really wants to say. This is a guy who has a job with the NFL. You know, he doesn't want to ruffle.
If he was just the owner of the Raiders, if he was just the Raiders owner and not broadcasting, he'd have lit that scoreboard up with about 40 F-bombs, and I don't blame him, and he handled it right. I'll just say this one more time. I think Brady's the greatest player we've ever had. Yeah. Tough, hardest position to play in football, and he executed to perfection. There's been better athletes, stronger arms. I'm talking about the best performer at quarterback. And that's no disrespect to Montana or Elway or the Marinos and all the guys who were great. But Peyton Manning, but again, Chuck Nolan, all the great, Tom Landry, all the great ones. Mike Tomlin's been a great one. Tony Dungy's a great coach. We can go on and on and on. I can tell you this, and I'll say it loud, as clear as I can. If Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, then neither was his quarterback. Now, is there anybody in the world who can look at me over Deflategate and say the only reason Tom Brady was successful because he let two pounds of air out of a football or whatever it was, he got caught. He's still a Hall of Famer, correct, Segs?
Yep.
Correct? Yeah, and a first ballot Hall of Famer and the biggest face on Mount Rushmore of Hall of Fame quarterbacks and players.
Yes.
If Bill Belichick's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Tom said what I said, is that then no coach is a first ballot Hall of Famer or front office guy. And then if Bill's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, 18 in Indianapolis, 12 in New England, and whoever else, and 56 with the Giants, none of those guys are first ballot Hall of Famers either. It's almost so bad that you're laughing on the other end saying, okay, tomorrow they're going to tell us they were lying about this, right?
Yeah.
And Bill Polian should be ashamed of himself for even spearheading this.
Yes. If me and you came on tomorrow's show and right at the end, we're like, let's rank the top 5 coaches of all time. Our number 1 is going to be the same. And then we may differ after that. But 100%, no doubt. I think if we polled 100 people, I think at least 99, if not 100, we'll all have the same answer for who.
4 of them are good. You're going to put Chuck Noll in there. You're going to put Tom Landry. You're going to put Bill Belichick first, and you're going to put then 4 and 5. You may argue, but you may different. It's just like who the 5 best quarterbacks are now,
right?
And so it's so bothersome. I mean, you know, in the end, he's going to get in the Hall of Fame. But can you imagine him going and say, "No, I wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer"? What? What? Okay, let me get to what we do, Segs, real quick, and we'll move on. We got a lot to cover.
Yep.
Basketball. I mean, of broadcasting. This is the equivalent also of saying Keith Jackson's not a broadcasting Hall of Famer. The voice of college football.
Right.
No, man. Sorry to tell you, we can't. Al Michaels is not a broadcast Hall of Famer.
Right.
This is who I'm trying to think of anything. The finance world, the best of the best of the best. This is the dude who represents. Coaches walk in the door, that dude's walking in, you know, big balls down to his ankles. Okay, that's who this dude is.
This is saying Phil Jackson is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. 11.
And I can make the argument that Belichick's job was tougher than Phil's was.
Yes, football's different than basketball.
No doubt about it.
But it's still, or Red Auerbach saying he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Right.
Like it's
Bill Russell won all those games, and Bill Russell wasn't a Hall of Famer. Wilt Chamberlain. I mean,
right.
And you think about those guys, and yet we don't even call them the GOAT in their own sport. Belichick's closer to the GOAT than Wilt Chamberlain is.
Yes.
In his profession.
Yes.
It's just, you know what? Now I got to take the Hall of Fame serious every year. Now all this does, you opened up Pandora's box for us to keep questioning why. This is a bad why and how for the Hall of Fame.
Well, and that's where, you know, we're going to see, because a lot of people already think the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame is kind of a joke. They just let a lot of people in. You know, there's people that it's kind of started to become the hall of just very good. And then obviously all the superstars. But there's some guys in there that you're kind of like, huh? Why is he in the
basketball's the biggest Hall of Fame of just
yeah.
real good. I mean, the basketball Hall of Fame is the easiest to get in of the three, and it's not easy if you get my point here. So,
all right, well, we got a few more NFL head coaching positions filled. Let's start up in Buffalo with what, you know, a lot of us consider maybe the best job available once they moved on from Sean McDermott. Offensive coordinator Joe Brady, who obviously we know back from the LSU time when him, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, all those guys came out and put on the greatest offensive season of all time. I think it's pretty safe to say that in college football. And now he finally gets his chance after a few stops. Now he will stay with Josh Allen, continue to build this with Josh Allen, and try and get Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills over the hump to become Super Bowl champions. Right move by Buffalo?
Yeah, it says familiarity matters in the building. His quarterback, they said, was involved in the interviews that you knew Josh Allen was going to. Matter of fact, it almost feels like Josh Allen, at least the reports of having more say in this than most players ever would when it comes to hiring. But regardless of that, it's not because of Josh. I think there's no doubt that's a big part of it, having to coach the guy. But Joe Brady has done the path that every offensive coordinator that wants an opportunity does to get the opportunity. And he just happened to get it, that the coach on a good team and a damn good franchise, coaches in Sean McDermott's position where you keep winning like that usually don't get fired. You just keep winning and hope that one time you get over the hump. Well, he's taken over an organization that's pretty damn good, and you got the Superman as your quarterback, so it's not a bad gig. It's time, the familiarity, everybody in the building, not just the quarterback, sees how he does his business every day. Preparation, offense. And since he left Joe Burrow, everywhere he's been, sans a little bit because of the dysfunction that was going on in Carolina, he's been impactful, Segs. From quarterback coach to coordinator to assistant to doing it right. And a quick story about that. When I was asked to come to LSU as an analyst, Segs, the year.
Yeah.
And I think I've shared this with you, but it bears repeating for Joe Brady. And they had decided they were going to go out and get a new offensive coordinator at that point in time. And this was the year Joe Brady got there. And Joe Burrow got there. The next year was when he had his monster year, right? So Burrow gets there in like the late spring. They have that one year. He has a great last game, and then they kicked into the next year, one of the great seasons of all time where Brady was got. Well, I know this for a fact because, you know, Coach Orgeron went in. They took the staff into New Orleans, where he was an assistant with Sean Payton. And they took him in there, and he clinicked them on RPO and all that stuff that you saw them run to perfection.
Right.
And I guess his presentation, Segs, was off the charts. Because at that point in time, very few people outside the New Orleans organization had any idea who Joe Brady was. He aced that test, aced the test in Baton Rouge, went on. We thought even when he left Baton Rouge, he might get a college head coaching job. You remember, Segs? Carolina was a stop. Matt Rule. There's a lot wrong there. And then he moved on and has been at a couple of – everywhere he's been, that guy is better. Now the only question is, how's he going to be handling a team, hiring the right staff, and the leadership part. But I would imagine sitting in those interviews, you would hope you found that out and watched him work, because there's nothing that is look at me about Joe Brady. He's worked in silence. He just lets his players sell him by their performance. Right. I think it is a good hire. Familiarity matters. A lot of coaches have been hired, and you say, okay, what can keep what we're doing on offense going well and add to it, get the right defense so we can elevate this without having to disrupt the whole thing. Now they basically just disrupted one side of the ball. Now you got to fix that because the offense is pretty damn good, and you got some home run hitters and good players. So They got to add some there too, where Josh Allen doesn't have to play great every week to win. But I think it is a good hire, Segs, and I think he's ready for the challenge, and I think it's time.
Yeah, and there's a report I saw. I think it was Tom Pelissaro. I can't find it right now, but basically saying that he came in just like you just described when he went to LSU and presented them with, a presentation of why he should be the offensive coordinator and all this stuff.
With his presentation.
That's exactly what they said. He went in and just his presentation of how he would handle the head coaching job in terms of, you see it here, the CEO. He talked a lot about just being the CEO of a team and, allowing others to do their jobs. And then just talked about how important it is to have cohesive unit between the front office and the coaching staff, and not just him, but everybody on the coaching staff. So I think Joe Brady, I think this is someone that should have had a job already as a head coach. Now he gets
good timing for him, though. He gets Josh Allen. Yeah.
Maybe he was waiting to see what happened with Sean McDermott, knowing that you arguably have the best quarterback in the league sitting right in front of you, and they already know you, so you kind of have a shoe in with this whole process.
You know what I love two Segs about this when that, and so and I didn't see this report, but it fits exactly with what they said about him in New Orleans.
Exactly.
And this is the time you're young. He's trying to find his way. You don't know if your presentation is what an NFL guy wants to see. You've been taught well by a Sean Payton, the group there. I mean, the whole thing. And he was a good study and a quick study. And you go into this, and what I like is Joe Brady's always allowed head coaches have allowed him to do his thing, which he's going to utilize that to allow those guys. There's a difference between micromanaging and being all in. Micromanagers that are just micromanage drive you crazy. But when you're all in and oversee, and he said CEO because that's what a head coach is now. You got to lead people and manage tasks. You don't manage people. You manage tasks. You lead people. And while you're leading people, the best leaders don't just tell you how to do it and do it. Do it this way, do it. The best leaders are out in front, not only showing you, but the best leadership I've ever seen in the world is guys that make other people better leaders, not themselves. He's already a good leader. Get to this point. You make others better leaders. That's what great leaders do. That'll be the task for Joe Brady to get it to the next level, because the one thing that they don't have in Buffalo is a ring when it comes to their football team. Yep. And that's that'll be with the barometer in which he's judged on, because the quarterback's already proven he can play. We already know that.
Yeah. Another AFC team finally gets their head coach, and we've heard over the last few days that it kind of went from, it looked like it might be Nathan Shieldhouse, the offensive pass game coordinator for the Rams. Then it was Jim Schwartz took the lead. And now we wake up today and we see that Todd Monken will be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Obviously was the offensive coordinator there in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, did some really, really good things there with John Harbaugh. What do you think of the hire going to Todd Monken instead of maybe keeping Jim Schwartz, who reportedly was very upset he didn't get the job and has told people inside the building goodbye and that I'm not returning as the defensive coordinator? Now we'll see what happens there. But what do you make of the hire of Todd Monken? And is he the right guy to maybe take a Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, or Deshaun Watson and turn this team around in the next couple of seasons?
Well, Segs, first off, with the Jim Schwartz thing, I do get why he'd be pissed off, and Jim's an emotional guy, but their defense was lights out. And if he would have stayed or would have willing to stay, Monken could have done a lot worse and say, Jim, let's give you a pay raise, name you assistant head coach as well, and I need you on my defense. Somebody else, Schwartz is a damn good coach. As far as Monken goes, I don't know. If we're just judging resumes, how's he not? In Georgia, he won 2 national championships as a coordinator, and took a guy who'd in and out, walk on, been out of the game, came back to school at Georgia. Why am I losing his name? What was the quarterback's name?
The guy that went to
Georgia.
The Rams.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about.
Come on, someone in the guy. Yes, I think he's with the Rams, or he was.
And then I think he was partying a little too hard, but he was in school, out of school, came in and came off. Dude, I've used him as an example a million times to my undersized, but regardless, he took a guy who was not recruited and was not a player. Stetson Bennett. I was going to say Stedman, but it's Stetson Bennett, undersized and played as big and was the MVP in both in four, like I think the championship game, the semifinal, and the championship both years. That guy right there knew how to cater to. He knows how to adjust to the talent he has as opposed to making them adjust to him. Greg Roman did a good job in Baltimore. What do? They bring in a two-time national champ to coach him. Lamar Jackson took his game even to another level with Todd Monken. So what I don't say, he's, it's family. He's got a relationship with family at Army, which is good leadership. It runs. There's some DNA there. I don't know if it's going to turn out in Cleveland. Hell, we never know when it comes to Cleveland what's going to happen in that organization. But if you're just looking at resumes, and I'm sure John Harbaugh's bummed because you'd love to have him calling your plays with the Giants.
Well, that was the whole
plan. This is called getting fired upward. You got fired as a coordinator, and now you're the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. I think this is smart. I'll tell you right now, as much as I like Stefanski, this offense will be better. And I know it's hard to say it would be worse. I don't know who's going to start for him. This offense will be better. If there's a way to maximize it, I believe Monken can. I talked about this. I thought when Monken signed with Baltimore, it was one of the great offseason hires. I said, if they just let him do his thing, Lamar will be a better player. And he was. And he was even better than I thought Monken would be. So getting fired from Baltimore, you don't owe anybody an apology. Now he's got and Segs, who better to understand Lamar Jackson and Baltimore's offense in the division than the very man who took him to another level, and Lamar expanded his bandwidth of football too. I think it's it's kind of like we're getting a lot of these safe hires where it's like he and Mike McCarthy. When I say safe, Segs, not a lot of risk. You know what you're going to get.
Right.
They've approached it, but we don't know what we're going to get as a head coach. I know this offense need a major upgrade, and Todd Monken's play calling. He's a brilliant play caller. This is a good decision by the Cleveland Browns. I still think Stefanski's a good coach, but I think they needed a new voice, and I think that I'm anxious to see how he handles being the CEO of a team, because I know damn well as a coordinator, he's worth every interview as a coordinator. I do like it,
and it felt like it was kind of now or never for Todd Monken. He had been kind of mentioned as a head coaching candidate for a few years now, and he never got that chance. And maybe he felt like, if I don't just take one that's offered, I may never get the chance to run my own team. And
lifetime assistant headed there. We thought lifetime assistant, did we say?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is maybe the reason, because we saw all these, how many coaches just withdrew their name from the Cleveland search because it's Cleveland. You don't want to, if you're Mike McDaniel, you don't want that to be your second stop, because normally you don't get a third chance to be a head coach. So taking the Cleveland job is just kind of saying, like, I may not ever want to be a head coach again if it continues.
And he may realize it's Cleveland. I'm not doing it again, but you'll love the fans. Segs, I will say this too about this. I'm sitting here thinking about the future. Okay, now that he's there, what's next for them? Well, you got Myles Garrett, good place to start. And I'm going through Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next year. The versatility, if he's healthy, whether he's going to be good or not, and you can call him a turd because he's been one in the league, I get it. Do not be shocked if Deshaun Watson's going to be the starter when they open the season. That's number one. He's talent-wise, he's better than anybody on that roster offensively, whether you like him or not. I'm just talking football-wise.
Yep.
You pay him $230 guaranteed dollars, $230 million. You almost have to play him. You can't trade him. Nobody's taking that shit on. Aside from when he led the league in passing in Houston, if they get players, before he went to Cleveland, he led the league in passing, like 40-some hundred yards, 4,800, and got a new contract with the Texans. And before that contract extension be kicked in, they gave him $230 million after all the stuff off the field. Deshaun Watson will have his best season in Cleveland with Todd Monken. You watch. He is going to start. And you know why? He's the closest thing bandwidth talent-wise to the dude he had in just talent, to the guy he had in Baltimore. That he gives them that feel. He allows you to run RPO, to use Watson's legs. I'm just telling you, that's when they go into training camp, Watson's going to be the starting quarterback, and whether you like it or not. And Monken is going to do everything he can to utilize him a lot like Lamar, where you use his legs and his passing. Now, whether he can make it happen or not, I do believe this will be the best situation for Deshaun Watson. And you have to go back to him, because I hate to say this for Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel, you guys aren't even in Watson's talent league right now. The question is, can you overcome all the other stuff? And where's Deshaun Watson's head when it happens?
Whoa. This is Shedeur Sanders, Pro Bowl quarterback from the
You know
Cleveland
what? Browns
as a rookie.
Let me back up my statement. Shedeur starts.
I mean, put some respect.
Throws for 1,800 yards and 12 touchdowns and 10 interceptions next year and makes the Pro Bowl again.
Well, he was 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions this year.
That's why I was talking about next year. He upgraded 5 touchdowns.
So, I mean, man, that would be a huge jump for Shedeur. And I mean, he'd probably be in the MVP talk with those kind of numbers next year. But I mean, you got to put some respect.
28 guys
Pro
turned down the
quarterback.
Shedeur
Sanders.
We could end this right here. That I would say, man, the Pro Bowl's a joke. But guess what? It's been a joke for a long time.
Yeah.
This ain't a Pro Bowl. This is the average fraternity league bowl. Okay, guys running around in flag leagues with a beer keg sitting on the sideline, like, 27 guys couldn't make it because they were out of town on a vacation over the fraternity weekend.
Yeah.
All right, Shedeur, you're the 28th guy we've asked. You want to play? Wait, was flag football? I'm in. Yeah, it's already a joke. It's not even worth visiting. There's not a soul in the world that thinks that this isn't a semi-embarrassment for the Pro Bowl too. It's not Shedeur's fault, other than he could have probably said, no, I'm not worthy of the Pro Bowl, but he's probably got a bonus in his contract. Think about that, Segs. If you had $250,000 if you make the Pro Bowl as a rookie. You're the 19th cat that got asked, and it's like the waiver wire, Segs. You put it on, and it's nothing against Shedeur Sanders. He's no more Pro Bowler than you or I are right now, okay, in the prime of your career. So it's baffling to me, man.
The best thing I saw was someone put up a video.
And we're still playing a Pro Bowl game with all this nonsense.
Yeah, right. It was a tweet that read like, Shedeur, what do who do you credit with your Pro Bowl rookie season? And it's the Tom Brady clip where it was before the last Super Bowl there in Tampa Bay. He was asked about, who was his idol growing up, who was his hero. And he pauses for like 4 or 5 seconds. You can tell he kind of chokes up, and he just says, my dad. So that's the reason he's a Pro Bowler, because he has the last name Sanders and his dad is Deion Sanders. And
if it doesn't work,
it's just a great tweet.
Oh, it's classic. If it doesn't work at the Pro Bowl, or he doesn't play well and decides, I'm not going to start next year, just do what Baylor and Alabama did. Go back and
go back.
The college guys are back. Yeah. If we're doing it in NBA basketball and the G League, just go back and play at Colorado one more year, dude.
But now
that'll be fine.
Now Colorado.
And you get NIL.
Now Deion is going to punish players with fines if they're late at the team meeting, or
you know what? I think that's good.
Yeah,
they're pros. We're setting you a fine sheet.
But Shedeur may not want that. Shedeur may not want to go back to that.
I don't think Shedeur would get fined. You go back and somehow circle back to him. I think he'd be safe. Yeah, I think there'd be room to buy another watch. Okay. But
you see that up to $2,000 you can be fined, I think it was.
But if you're Deion, we're paying the guys. You're paying the guys. You show up late, dude. If you're a pro and you show up late to conditioning, guess what? They fine you. Show up late to practice, you miss. The fact that they say miss practice. We're at a time now we got to. Oh, dude, what in NFL? Hey, he missed practice this week. Well, do we have a reason? No, he just didn't show. Can you imagine? Oh, he's a no-show, dude. A no-show when I was playing was like no-show equal no-go. You're done, dude. Right. You're out, or a major fine. It happens twice. They cut you. You know what? Say what you want. I friggin' love this. I think every school should do it. Late to meeting, you're robbing Peter. You get all this money. Now you're going to be treated like a grown-ass man. Get class, show up on time, sit where you're supposed to sit. If not, I'm fining you. If this is really true, which a lot of people are posting it, I think it's brilliant. I'm all team Deion on this, and I would do the same thing at Georgia, Alabama, Southern Cal, at Gustavus Adolphus, at Slippery Rock, and I don't care where. Everywhere. You're late. We're going to start treating you like a grown-ass pro.
100.
Well, Sean, not everybody gets NIL. Oh, well. Then you better tell the NIL dude who's late to get his bitch ass in class on time. That's what he ought to do. I'm not worried about it. Because it used to be, Segs, you probably grew up in it too. One's late, we all run.
All late. Yep.
Now, it's not just we all run, but you also are going to get hit in that fat ass wallet you got. There's not 1 ounce of this that bothers me.
So
because everything's for the kid. Good on you, Dion. Matter of fact, if they do it twice, that no-show twice, 2,500, make it 5,000, and cut their ass if they don't show up on time. All in.
So you mean you're telling me you like this more than, that we see sometimes where a kid has to sit out the opening drive because he was late to a meeting?
Oh, God.
You think that makes a bigger, makes a bigger
and the other school
impact,
went, the other school went 3 and out, so you're in after 8 seconds. Yeah, exactly. No doubt. I'm all in, and I can't wait till he implement, if it's implemented and true. And all of a sudden, guys, Coach, I didn't mean to, man. Oh well.
Yeah, he's doing
put it all in and donated all to charity at the end of the thing, or I don't know, buy yourself a present. I don't know, but donate it to charity or donate it to the team party at the end. Whatever it is, I love this. I think this is underrated. I actually think we need to see more of this.
Yeah, and I think we will.
Treat them like pros, man. They get paid like it.
I definitely think we'll start to see more teams, more coaches do this at the college level. All right, a couple more topics to hit on. The Jets reached out to John Gruden about the idea of joining Aaron Glenn's staff. Gruden wasn't interested. We know he's going to, if he comes back ever, it's for a head coaching gig somewhere that he deems special enough for him to make that move. The part for me is the Jets, after all this time of, everybody's being interviewed, they fired Tanner Eggstrand, their offensive coordinator, and now they have like a list of job openings, and you could have been interviewing guys for weeks when it comes to the OC position. Why are we waiting until now?
Evaluate them? Yeah.
What's going on?
How do you that exit interview for your players that you don't know who's coming back? Because you have that on the way out, they go in and say, "Yeah, coach, we'll see you in the off season," or some guy says you're right. Pack up your cleats and put them in there, or if you know you're coming back, you leave them and tuck them, put a lock on it so you don't have to carry them. I mean, how are you this late to the evaluation coaching party? Now, Segs, that the Jets want to call because they fired their quarterback coach. If they want to call me up, I'm not sure who I'd be coaching. But if you want me to take a couple $100,000 less just to prove to you I care and coach your quarterbacks with the Jets, and we'll do this podcast at midnight, Segs. I'll go coach your quarterbacks, take a little less, and prove to you that you can have success as a quarterback in New York, and you could be good. You're late to the party, so all of them are going. So you know what? I'll be the Shedeur Sanders. I think I'm as good at my job at evaluating talent, coaching quarterbacks as Shedeur is at playing it. So my point is, I'm just using Shedeur as a joke. He's a good player. We went all the way down the list to get the Pro Bowl, and he finally reared his head in the 20s or wherever it was, right? So if you've gone through your list and you're like, man, who we get? I don't want to even call your plays yet. Hire somebody with more experience in play calling. I'll do that later. But in mechanics and getting your quarterback locked in, the Jets quarterback would be better this year if you just want to make that call to me. But if not, it's okay. I like what I'm doing. But if we're going down the list and you went through the waiver wire and none of them, you kept passing on them, I'll do it, and I'll even save you salary cap money.
I'll pass this message along to Aaron Glenn.
Okay, with your people, you get your people in touch with his people.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right,
we'll start a conversation. The Jets currently have vacancies at offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, passing game coordinator, quarterbacks coach, defensive line coach, linebackers coach, assistant defensive backs coach, and then multiple defensive assistants that work under those guys. So Aaron Glenn has a lot of work to do. And
they're off to a hell of an off-season start.
Yeah, like they're just like, what are we doing? What is going on with the Jets? I mean, just an absolute disaster. And the fact now that the Giants have John Harbaugh and a quarterback in Jackson Dart, hopefully, I mean, it looks like it after the rookie year, as long as he can stay healthy. You got Malik Neighbors, you got Cam Scadaboo, you got all those pass rushers. And then you look to the other side of town at the New York Jets, and it's just like, we got Garrett Wilson. Breece Hall's nice, but now he's a free agent. We didn't trade him to get anything. We got Jermaine Johnson. He's kind of nice. It's like, what do the Jets have?
Who's quarterback? Who's going to quarterback him?
Nothing.
Fields going to come back? I mean,
no, they've already said. I mean, reports are that he's not coming back to the Jets.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know who's going to be their quarterback, and there isn't a guy to take at the top of the draft after Fernando Mendoza.
Who?
Nando Mendoza.
Yeah, don't you dare. Don't screw that up, dude.
That's the only time I'll ever call him
Nando. That's Nando. So. Okay. Well, let me tell you what Nando maybe he'll be doing if he can revitalize the Raiders organization is drinking a cold beer.
Yeah.
As you can see behind me, Segs, I got my, there's Spindle Tap here. It's right over here. You can see it all. It's everywhere. And just to let you know, and it's a Spindle Tap Brewery. I'm so grateful for this partnership and partnership here, but been around Brody Chapman and the group at Spindle Tap. Segs, it's boutique, but as you know, there's some breweries all around town here in Houston. This is the best one. The food off the charts. They've added a really cool building for you to host private parties. They got wiffle ball fields. They've got you can play. I'm sure you can play bocce if that's what you want to do. But wiffle ball, you can play hoops. You can play some flag football. You can do all that. Pickleball. They got it all out there. And then to top it off, when you go to a place like that, you want great food, the pizza. I'm telling you what. The best ramen noodles I have ever eaten with birria tacos is at ever. And we all had ramen in college.
Yeah.
The best ramen I've ever eaten is at Spindle Tap. I'm just telling you, it is. And then we get to the beers. They continue to introduce seasonal beers and the phenomenal beer choices from IPAs to light beer to Mexican beer. They're introducing another one. They got the Great Chili Cook-Off coming up here in early February. Everything about it, whether it's hosting events, throwing a party, Brody Chapman and Spindle Tap inviting people to come in to raise, to have a charity event, all those things. The facility is off the charts. The beer is second to none because it's got choice of it. It's not just IPA. It's not just double IPA. It's not just, your light beer. It's not just your lager. It's a little bit of everything. Or should I say a lot of it? It tastes great. It's led by great people who care about the community. And it's, the brewmaster's off the charts. Yeah, Spindle Tap is voted one of the best breweries in Houston. To me, it's not one of, it is by far the best. Great beer, a lot of fun things to do. It's a whole destination spot, not just to drink and have fun with adults, but out there having fun with the kids too. But the adults need to be able to get away and eat it up and do the right thing and have a blast. It's a place where you can enjoy the outdoors, connect with others without dealing with your phones. Great community. Visit the brewery and taste phenomenal beer. Visit the tap room. The outdoor park, it's on 3.5 acres too. So you can imagine 3.5 acres, maybe when you're standing on the beach doesn't look big, but when you're standing in a facility, it's like huge to do everything you want. Cornhole, wiffle ball, horseshoe, soccer, football. And now the new part of it where you can take your party out there away from the main tap room and boom, invite more. I've been to plenty of functions out there. Grateful to be a partner. Great to have them as a part of this. Spindletap.com. Spindletap.com. You can go there, deliver right to your front doorstep. In a lot of different states now, expanding, and they got the new Spindle Tap Brewery at the airport, Segs, at Love Field, not Love Field, that's there's Bush, and then there's not Bush. Now I'm screwed up.
That's the one I always
Hobby, Houston Hobby. Yes. It's at Hobby Airport. You pop in Hobby, it's easy in, easy out, and the brewery right there for you. So you got everything you want at the airport too. And if you're walking by and just want a taste of it, you may miss your next flight because Spindle Tap's all over, ubiquitous, and it's spreading outside the state. Go to spindletap.com, send Brody a message. Spindle Tap, now Brody's going to hate me. So, Sean, I'm getting 5,000 messages about our beer. Well, that's a good thing, good problem. And they'll deliver right to your doorstep wherever you are. And you deserve Spindle Tap, and Spindle Tap deserves you. Spindletap.com, spindletap.com.
Great. Now I want a drink. Now I want a beer.
Well, I can grab one. There's nothing. It's not like the network TV. We are allowed to have a beer.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
the show. So there you go.
I need some
Spindle Tap. Past 12 o'clock. There you go. I know that's right.
Past 12 o'clock. What I only got.
That's right.
I got a girls basketball game I got to watch, and then a practice.
Yeah, what's one beer going to do? Sitting around watching golf. That's right.
Yell at 10-year-old boys, for not looking up when they dribble. I can handle that.
Just let Bill Polian do that. So he's staring up at this guy yelling, get off my lawn. So there you go.
All right. Before we get out of here, our bet of the day. We're doing something a little different today. This is the Grammys coming up. This is Grammys Award for Record of the Year. And now I bring this up. I don't know most of these songs, but I was just curious if you know any of these artists. Kendrick Lamar, I think you'd know.
Yeah,
Super Bowl halftime show, obviously. How about
really good talent, no question.
Yes. How about SZA?
Oh, you motherfucking kid, SZA.
SZA.
Well, hang on a second. Let me pull up my playlist.
How about
There's
Rose?
SZA, yeah.
I know you know Bruno Mars, but I think it's Rose. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I've drank the wine.
But you don't know the
grapes,
artist?
drank the wine, but I'm not sure who Rose is. No, I don't know.
I had to look
and you
up
know the other
song.
one so far.
Yeah, I had to look up the song to see what song it was. I have heard it, but I can't tell you how it goes. I mean,
I don't watch award shows, but you know,
your favorite artist. I know you will know who this is, and I know you have a playlist of just all his songs, and you are looking forward to this more than the game in just a couple weeks.
Oh yeah,
it's Bad Bunny. You are such a fan of Bad Bunny.
Me and Bad Bunny are tighter than ant coochie. Okay, now you imagine how tight that is. We are tighter than mouse nuts. Okay, that's how tight we are.
For mouse nuts, because that's what you always say. I was not ready for ant
coochie. Dude, think how tight that is, though.
And
yet you walk around and you see the ant piles, and they're carrying like a 12-pound shot put on their back. Ants move shit better than anybody on the planet. Have you ever noticed? They can build stuff better than anybody on the planet. You're like, how did that get? I mean, they're building, forget the beaver dam. Dude, these ants are building shit. They're carrying a big piece of crust of bread on their back. Okay. Yeah. And they're small. So that's tight. I mean, if you're tighter than Ant Coochie, you are tight. So me and, or Mouse, that's Bad Bunny and I, dude, is there any artist that I'm tighter with than Bad Bunny? I mean, who doesn't like? Is he wearing a dress at his performance? Did I see the reports that he's gonna? I don't know if it's true. You know,
he always does.
Political side of it. I don't care about the political side of it. Well, I do at times when it involves kids or women and treating people right and protecting our home. But Bad Bunny, yes, I know his music.
I just wish you cared.
The dude's a different cat. That's what I
just wish you cared more about the game than you do the Bad Bunny performance. Because as soon as
I don't.
Show, that's all you talk about is Bad Bunny. And we're trying to, prep for the show, and you're just like Bad Bunny this, Bad Bunny that.
Game be damned. Darnold,
yeah.
Drake May, whatever. Vrabel, whatever. Have you got a load of Bad Bunny yet? Okay. Now listen, I know a lot of his music. I'd be a liar, and I want to lie to you. But be a liar if I said if you open up my playlist, is Bad Bunny pounding out cuts on my playlist? The answer would be no. It wouldn't be my choice. But he's obviously popular enough to get it. It would not be. I would not have been the one who decided Bad Bunny was going to be my halftime performer. I'm sure he's probably going to win the award, Segs. That's how that goes. But nah, I'm going to say that there's probably a few more cuts that I'd put in front of Bad Bunny.
What about Sabrina Carpenter?
Is there any doubt? You want me to say her and I are going to collab together?
No, don't start singing. That was my one. I literally thought when I saw this, I was like, he's going to
break down some cuts.
He shouldn't do this, and I hesitate.
No, I'm not. I'm saving you from the music. Now, if you'd had music that just that evokes emotion in me, maybe I might have broke it down, but not today. No Bad Bunny. No SZA. Who is it? SZA.
SZA.
Yeah, SZA.
What about? I hope I'm saying this right because I don't know who it is. Dochi, something like that. It's at the very bottom. I don't think it's on that thing there.
No, you got to get your cuts. You got to get back into the music. I mean, if Bad Bunny and you aren't tight, then we need to upgrade your music in 2026. And people are listening saying, Sean likes Bad Bunny. No, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't.
Normally,
he's
like
fine. He's an entertainer, but he's not at the top of my playlist.
No. My daughter, keeps me somewhat up to date on some of these, but I have no idea who Dochi is. What about Chapel Roan?
Coming out? Oh, off the charts. There's a new band coming out that should be a Grammy Award winner next year. Is El Deshawn. Okay. El Deshawn is going to is being introduced to the world next year. El Deshawn, Segs. It's you haven't heard of him yet, have you?
No.
Why do you get a load of El Deshawn? Yeah, he's a new
what kind of music?
Comer, huh?
Yeah, but what genre of music?
Whatever the fuck he wants is his genre. Okay?
Bounces back and forth.
Well, you see it happen. Don't you see it, guys? We got like rock and roll hitting country. We got some rappers hitting country. We got country doing some rap. Yeah. So I'm ubiquitous. I'm all over the place, Segs. like that word. So just keep an eye on this new artist, El Deshawn. You might like it next year. You might like it. He'll intro. He's got a concert at Red Rocks sometime in June. El Deshawn does.
Don't they normally like? And I just quick because I know you're a movie guy. That's what you really are.
Big time.
Yes,
big time.
So I was just looking.
I got snubbed for best supporting actor in a comedy role in Benchwarmers.
You forgot a word. You forgot a word. But
the best gay supporting.
yes.
That's could you imagine if I would have won, if they had that category?
It was like you and Heath Ledger for Brokeback Mountain going against each other.
Right, yeah.
Or whoever the other guy was in it.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, they got all of our faces up there.
Yeah.
Which is okay. They say, and they had the category. The winner for best supporting actor in a gay comedy role. Sean Salisbury.
Would have been.
And I go up there and I'm thanking the Academy. I'm kissing the award. I want to thank my guy. I got to thank Ledger and the rest of them for bringing out the best in me, because what a great group.
Right.
I want to thank my agent. I want to thank Adam Sandler for reaching out to me on the role and giving me the role of a lifetime.
Right.
I could go titty twisters. I mean, come on now. I get to rub oil on a guy in a pool out beyond the left field fence.
What's his name that is your partner in the movie? I'm blanking on the name.
You're talking about him. You're talking about what's his name? Farley's brother.
Yeah, Farley's brother.
John Farley. His name's John Farley. See him, John, great guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, him brought out the best. Man, I'd like to thank my cast. Those of us in the industry, Segs.
Right.
Hang on a second. Hold it right there. Those of us in the industry. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank SAG and AFTRA for this award. I'd like to thank Molly Sims.
You still have that.
I'd like to no, they send a new one. What do you mean? It's a new one.
Oh, you get a new one every year?
I get a retirement because I speak on. I get a new one. I still get rasidual income from those three movies.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank Rob Schneider and John. And Adam Sandler. I'd like to thank the entire team, the production crew, for bringing out the best of me. I want to thank again for Adam letting me expand my acting chops. This was when I read the script, I couldn't put it down. John Lovitz, I want to thank you for being so kind and such a great role model and leader for me. David Spade, I can't thank you guys enough. I know I'm leaving somebody out, and the beep sounded right. I know I'm leaving somebody out. Fuck it, go Benchwarmers into the gay acting community. Yes, and a lot of people thought that, well, Sean, you didn't have to act much because it just was you and doing your normal day. So I do think I got snubbed, but that's neither here nor there, Seg. So
we've had a we got to get Sandler on just to see what's next for you. What
that would be great
next for you.
Yeah, and we'll get I'll just to support. You know how they bring other guys on to support them? Like we'll get Swardson on to say, yeah, Sean played a great role, man. That titty twister he gave Schneider on the baseball field, epic. Right. Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt. So I don't know, Segs. I feel I'm moving out of LA because I'm disgruntled and disenfranchised with the movie industry. So
you've been away too long.
I decided to move out. But I moved away from LA because people they wouldn't let me out of the Hollywood scene, right? They wanted me to go to Sunset and Vine and be out there. I just didn't want to do that.
I think it's time that you go for something you've never done, a serious role as a gay actor.
I think you're right. I think it might be in the works. Sandler's got to send me the script. Yeah, kind of like Sandler went from all the funny stuff to the dramatic role of Uncut Gems, right?
Right.
Yeah. I think so. You want a dramatic gay role? Is that
dramatic gay role? Because it's something you've not used to. So it'd just be
all of a sudden you walk by the office and Sandler and I are arguing over script stuff. What? I got to slap his ass. How about one knuckle deep? What do we?
It's time to go. It's time to go. We've had one knuckle deep and tighter than ant coochie in this show. That's when it's time to wrap it up.
I do want to do one thing. I want to thank the Academy. Thanks. I need to thank the Academy. I really do.
The Academy.
It's been a long time coming, man. I went through it. I was waiting tables. I was one table away from just giving up acting. Sandler rescued me, gave me longest yard where I had a cameo, and then he put me in Benchwarmers, and it was the role of a gay lifetime.
Yeah.
So there you go. No hurt.
We'll see. We'll try and get Sandler on, see what's next for your acting career.
Dude, he did offer me. Honestly,
be.
I couldn't because we were doing it. He came back and said, "Hey, Salisbury, I need you." You know the fireman movie in Brooklyn they filmed with he and Kevin James.
Chuck and Larry.
Yeah, Chuck and Larry. They asked me. He had asked me about, can I do that? It was in the fall during it was football. I couldn't do it. I said, well, what role am I going to play? A gay fireman. And I'm like, I'm done. And that was it.
That's it.
And like, dude, at some point in time, can I play a hoe just so I can like you put me up with like 8 hot girls so I can at least do something tonight? My buddies, my buddies are starting to think, man, Sean, you're gonna get typecast, or is it real or is it memorized?
They just know that's what you can play so well. Oh shit.
Role of a lifetime, sakes.
It's time to get out of here.
Yes,
thanks to Triple E, thanks to Laura and Bailey. And go like and subscribe.
I got you so baffled right now. You don't know what you're doing.
Aunt Coochie completely threw me for a loop earlier. Now I'm like so just.
Dude, but I can bust out the SAG card. Sometimes I'll do that at a restaurant real quick. I know you're trying to say goodbye, but fucking
you'll like accidentally pull it out. And you're like, oh,
I do. Just to be an asshole sometimes, just to be funny when I'm with my kids or my buddy. I'll go, I got this, and I'll stick that. Oh man, my bad.
Same color as my card.
Yeah. My kids are like, Dad, you're such a dick. They're like, yeah, well, it sounded fun. So,
get to YouTube, now I'm gonna go Unpaved Sean Salisbury. Follow us, like and subscribe, and get all the notifications when we go live.
That's going to be on a T-shirt. That tighter than that's going to be a bestseller too. Nobody steal that. I already got it on Unpaved. So there you go. Love it, guys.
We'll wait to see it. All right, tomorrow we'll be back 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about. I'm sure more Jets coaches will be fired that we can make fun of them for. So,
what a shock!
Yeah.
No, they're going to wait until June. No, saying they're going to hire somebody in June.
Yeah,
that's about what. That's
wait
about the
and wait and wait. So,
that's right.
All right. Well, I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow because I'm so flustered.
I got you so friggin' wompy, John. Right now,
I don't even know what day it is. I don't even know what day it is.
It's Wednesday.
Right now.
Okay. Well, it's hump day if we're actually talking about what you want to talk about. So I
need some spindle tap after this one. So
I got it right here, and I'll have it before the commercial comes. So we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. We're out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Unpaved Sean Salisbury here. We're bringing authentic, real stuff to you. Hardcore opinion.
Sean Salisbury, a great NFL analyst, a former NFL quarterback.